Okay, now the recording has started. So this class is going to be a continuation of what we have been doing on this landing page. And as you can see, this landing page is very plain. There's no um, any design elements going on it, and you can also improve it. And that's what I was trying to do with this copy here. So you can see inside this copy, I'm trying to add some other cars that can make it look a bit real, and then I'm adding like gradient instead of using a solid color that we did here. So maybe before Sunday, I'm going to finish working on this so it can look a bit interesting. You know, that day I did not want to be focusing on doing all of this because of my time. Because what I want to see actually is how you can create wireframe and how you can make design from that wireframe. Design is the process of iteration. You go and twist something again and again and again before it might look really good. But for now, let's continue our process here. So this particular section is going to be the CTA section. We have this text here, this heading, the description, and these two buttons. This particular button we made the people that they are on Google Play Store. Download the application from Google Play Store. And those that are using iPhone too, so get it from iOS Store. Okay, so it's that simple. Then we have the application here. Of course, this particular application, we don't have a design yet. So this one will still be at like this until we finish designing the mobile application. So what I did is I went to Figma community. Figma community, I got these screens. So this screen now, we can use it for now, just as a placeholder, so that we can have something nice here. And I'm going to put it in a mockup. I will show you how you can use mockups in Figma, so that you can be able to do the same thing in your own design. So let's continue. So let's see how we can do this. Okay. Yeah, what we are going to do here, we are going to use a primary color as the background. So let me just go there. Okay. You can actually adjust the color here, or maybe you can make it to be a gradient. But let's leave that for later. For now, let's change this text. Let me see what you're using. Okay, are we using Intel? You're using Epilogue. Let me just put all this heading as Epilogue. Epilogue, this one too. And I'm going to use Epilogue like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this tie, and let's make this one to be a gradient so that it can look a bit. I'm going to copy this color down here. And I'm going to make this one maybe towards the orange. Something something nice. Not so bright, just something short so that it can look a bit radiant. And then now we can use black here. Let's use black and see what it looks like. Uh, the contrast of this thing is not okay. What I can do is let's make it bold since it's an heading. And in fact, let's stick with white for now. White is okay in this case. Okay. That two line is taking solid table than three lines. Okay. And then this button, they're cool. Let's just add like a stroke, set it to white, and I'm going to make it half a pixel, that's 0.5, and then this one too. Stroke, 0.5 like this. Okay. There we go. You can actually, if you feel like it, you can actually make this one to have white color. Let's see how that one will look like. And then the text on it to be black. Okay. Yeah. But what if you even have both of them as white? You see, that's what I'm saying when I say that the sun is iteration. Selecting it to black. I think something like this is even beautiful. Okay. So this one, I want us to make it a mock-up and put it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a plugin called mockup. You see. So here, you just search for mockup. There are many plugins that you can use to do mockup in Figma, but this is the one I use most of the time. It is not totally free, but the free version will cover most of the job that you want to be presenting. So,
Sorry, I have one question to ask about this mockup.
hello, what is it?
I said I have a question to ask about the mockup.
Okay, what's the question?
While I was downloading my mockup, I by search from the Figma app directly, they did not give me any plugin.
I
So
can't hear
I
you
have
very
to
well.
from let me disconnect. Me now. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I was saying while I was downloading the mockup from one project I was working on, I searched the way you search yours in Figma, but they didn't give me any plugin. I then have to go to um, the Figma site directly to download the mockup, and the one I saw was not free. All the audio mockup was locked, and I could not use it. So I really want to know how you were able to get your own mockup.
It is not our own mockup, oh, it is mockup that people develop. All of us are just using it. But let's see how it goes. Let me see. Let me use this one first. So when I use this one, if it's okay, you yourself should be able to use it. So let's see how it goes. So let me close it again and I'm going to search for mockup because there are many mockup in Figma. Now it's opening this one. I want to let me go to plugin mockup. So you see, this is mockup. We have mockup 3D. We have artboard mockup, clay mockup. There are mockup, many of them in Figma. Just like it depends on a lot of them are not free because people they build this thing with code. It takes them um week, if not months, to build. That's why they don't put it out for free. And these things sometimes they need it to be updating. They have to add some little stuff. I mean, it just consume time. So that's why sometimes all of them are not totally free. Okay. But if you start from mockup here, you should get something that you can use. The whole idea is just for you to put your design into something nice so that you can be able to share with the public. So let's see this one. This one is mockup plugin. Devices, mockup, print media, and so on and so forth. Let me open it again. Maybe it will work. Sometimes it misbehave somehow, but then um, maybe their server has problem because before you can be able to store this mockup on the internet, you have to buy some space. So those spaces that they buy to you is one of the reasons why you don't pull it out there for free. That they can be able to continuously pay for the space. The space is what they call hosting. And this one is even having problem now. See my network? I'm not sure. But let me search for another mockup. Please, if you're not talking, please mute your mic. Let's go with this artboard mockup. You can see this one. I've not saved it in my Figma. That's why it's showing me this documentation, this note. Let me just click on run. What I actually want is a mockup that can be able to put on a real world object. You can see this one, a lot of them are not free. Let me just go with this template and see. And my network is bad today. That maybe that's why that one is not loading too. Mm, I've not even with this one before, but let's see. Let's go with this Samsung Galaxy Fold. But this one is taking me to their site. Maybe they want me to log in sometime. You have to log in first. This is your community. In fact, this one is even a mockup that I can actually do in Figma without even using any mockup. But let's see how it goes. Let me just open it in Figma. Let me just use this one. This is more than what I want to show you, to be honest, because some of this one require you that you know how to use Figma really well before you can place mockup correctly. But suppose that mockup, the one I used, open, that one will have been a lot easier. Let me close this one again. Let me try it again. Maybe it will load this time. And let me open Figma in my other account. Okay, let's see the mockup here. So you can see the trade-off with this mockup is that our design has to match exactly the size of this their artboard here. So let's see. I'm going to copy this one all over. I'm going to paste it here. Yeah. Let me see the size. The size is 360 by 840. This one is 414. This one is a bit bigger than that. So let me try to scale it down. Maybe it will work. What I actually want is 360. 360 like this. Okay. The height is not that important. So I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to duplicate this one and we'll replace it here. Let's see what we have. Let me put this one out. I don't think it's work well for this one. This one is a bit bent. Let me just receive with this one. I can actually bend it, but if I want to bend it now, I have to use another markup. So let me just use this one and this. So we can then scale it. Let me see the size of this one. 360, 840. I'm trying to follow their size, but their size is definitely not correct. I'm coming on. I want to see the properties of this guy. Let me see what we have here. So what we have here is actually just let me copy it here. I'm going to use the mockup again. The Sparkbot mockup. I haven't tried it before. Sometimes you have to see how it works. So template. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing really special about it. I don't know why. I'm coming. Let me take a minute and study the way the mockup is organized. Because right now I'm even convinced myself. Okay, yeah, imagine. So this particular dot, you have to leave a space for it in your design. This dot here. So that's the problem. So let me just undo all of this. So if you want to use this mockup now, you have to calculate their design the way they do it. Ideally, you must be using their own size. Okay. So here, what I want to do here is I want to take, but I should be able to get mockup from online now without using all this. Um, let's see this one. I still loaded. So this one is a bit. I should not loading today. Let me try it here. So mockup. Let me just search here. If it doesn't load there, then that means that particular plugin is having problem. Yeah, that plugin is having a problem. But I think I used it 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? I used it, and there's no problem. But anyhow, let's just find our way through how we can use probably this one. So here we have a shape, and I want to calculate that. So let's just see how many pixels is that. That's about 11 to the top, and then I'm going to measure it like this. You can do it in any way that you like, just to get the accurate measurement. So what do we have here? We have that's 197, and this has to be 421 now. 421. So I'm going to go to scale again, and then 421 like this. Okay. So let's draw something that looks like circle. But then this is not going to be perfect, but it's going to do what you want to do. Their own job. So this is what I was trying to do, so that we can have a space there. So that's 27 by 27. Uh, I think because of the way we do it now, it should be okay. That's 11. So this is 21. And I want to make it 11. I didn't even prepare for this, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rasterize this one in case we have maybe some error. So this guy here, set, rasterize. Okay. So what I want us to do now is for us to be able to see through. How can we do that? Yeah, we can do that with all these subtract, flattening. If not talk about Boolean operation, but in Figma you have union, subtract, intersection, flatten, and so on and so forth. Okay. So for this case, we're gonna use exclude or subtract. I'm not sure. Let's go with this exclude first. So this guy and this one, select it, and I go to exclude. Let's see what we have now. Yeah, it's doing the job. I'm coming. Let me see, maybe it will work. This one on top. I want to change this one to something else. I didn't want this one to take our time, to be honest. Yeah, it's doing the job. You can see we are seeing the background, but then we lose the layer here. We lose the layer here, particular layer. We lost it here now. So it's not going to be ideal for what we want it to happen now. And because I've not taught this, I don't want us to dwell on it because we can actually use some trick to do with this subtract. So let's go ahead and find another mockup. We should get another mockup. Now, mockup is not something that's that crazy. Not this one. Let's just search plugin mockup. Let me use this one, quick mockup. Let's see what we have. Yeah, for iPhone 16. So let's go with this one. I think this one is working like an AI 360 by 779. I'm coming. Let us go to our file. On our file here. So let's load the mockup. Okay. This is plain. I don't even know the way this one work. I actually have some site that I got mockup from. Let me see if I can get one from here. What's the name of this site? Is it UI8? Um, Figma mockup, download. I don't want to use Figma community. I want to use a robust mockup. Actually, I use Photoshop to do it.
This one mean to this one mean say you need to change the copy to another one. So now what you want to do is that now we have to work on what to achieve like
I can't hear you very
source.
well. This one is still from Figma community. I'm coming. Let me use this particular website to just do the mockup straightforward. I mean, this particular one that I have in my own design. Don't worry, I will do some research. I think that particular mockup is having some problem. I think I use some mockup here, but this one is damn simple. Um, do I have the original file? I don't think so. This one is from that particular mockup that I used. But I should have it. Uh, I don't think so. All these one are just images, they are images. So let's search this. This one is really consuming our time. Oh. This one can do the job for us. It's just 1 minute. Let me just go to, I think I have some list of resources here. Resources. So let me use this particular mockup. Mockup next. Will this one work? It's not work now. More. So let's say you have mobile phone. Okay. This one is free, but this one will not do what we want it to do. So let's go with something like this. How this one is not going to be? I don't want Photoshop. I don't want to be opening Photoshop now. This one is actually Photoshop. Oh. Let me put this in the search query. By phone Figma mockup. These people don't have Figma mockup. But I think I've used about 2, 3 mockup from this particular website. Let me see the one that
So can you hear
I
me?
download. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's my network. I didn't hear what you said now, but it's fine. I'm sure we can watch the video later.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, you can continue, sir. I can hear you now.
This one is wasting our time. Oh. And I really want to show you how to use mockup in Figma. It's not something that is that crazy. Don't know why this plugin is not working today. But maybe they are trying to transfer the other set to other plugin. Some of these plugins the way they work sometimes. When they feel like they can't take care of this one again, then they want to change to another plugin. So they disable this one. Okay. Let's search the web. You should be able to get. So you as a designer should be able to know how to search the web. So let's say Figma mockup website. I don't want to use Figma community now because that Figma community sometimes. Figma mockup, minimum mockup, next screen. This is the Figma community. Let me use this one. Let me see this one. Next screen. I used to use one website like that to create mockup, but I can't remember again right now. Maybe the past 6 months I've been using that particular mockup plugin. This photo too is good, but this one requires some payment. So let me continue. This will be a mockup on UI8. So let me open this one. Maybe you can see something meaningful here. This one is taking me to Figma community, which I don't want to use. Um, let's see UI8. This one is just like a design. This one is just normal design. That's not what I want to use. Next. But I mean, not just fire away towards this one. It will not be perfect, but then I think I've closed it to this other one. It will not be perfect, but then we can Let me even search here. Supposed to see mock up here. Now on this side. This computer markup. Let me open this guy again. Just try to fill this one in. Markup. You can see free iPhone Pro markup 11 Pro. Well, 11 Pro is kind of outdated. Let me see if I can see another markup here. Let me just use this one. Let me fill this one. It's going to work. The last time I did this one was 4 years ago. Maybe in our next class, I'll do some research and I'll see how you can use mockup easily. And I'm sure there's going to be another program that I can use to use mockup. Just like I will not be doing it recently. This one will work for us. Yeah, this one will work. So you can use this one for now. And you can see the last time I did this one last was 4 years ago. Mm, let's see the one that we can go with. Let's go with this one. I'm going to copy it. Let's come here. Okay. So this screen, first of all, I'm going to detach the instance. This one has 387. 387. Let me just copy this. Put it there. Just do this one for now. The way this mockup is structured now, I don't see it's going to fit what we have on ourselves, on our from our own design. Because this mockup now is structured in a way that is going to fit in. Do I have a copy? Let me just go on with this one. This one is uh, kind of subtracted from this place like this. So for us to be able to have something that will work here, we have to do the same thing to our design too. I can't remember the way I used to use this mockup that time, but I don't know how easy for us to use it that way. But you know what? This is what I'm going to do so that we don't consume time. Let's just use this one like that. Okay. So maybe in our next class, I'll do some finding on how we can use Figma mockup to do it. I can actually use mockup in Photoshop. I don't want to go to that. Um, I don't want to go to that route now. So let's do it with this guy. Let's do the simple we can do with this guy. Just for us to be able to represent that the screen is going to be there on our design. So this one you have. This is what you have. Okay. We just copy this one all over. 0.7F. So 421.81.
Sorry, sir. It is echoing, though. I think someone mic is not muted and your voice is echoing.
Please, if you're not talking, you can. Um, okay, thank you. In our next class on Sunday, I'm going to do some research. There are multiple mockup that we can use on in Figma, but the one I use is the one that is not loading now. This particular one. This one is easy for me to use. And those are that I used to download mockup, those stay. Can't remember them again. Okay, so we can make this particular guy black here, just to symbolize that it's going to be a camera. Okay, so of course it's not perfect, but it's going to do the work for us now. Okay, what I'm going to do is, since we are not going to even see all of this, we are going to see is this one. So I'm going to frame them and then flip content. I'm going to make it to be this way. So we can carry this guy now and put it here. Okay. So if you like, if you want to rotate it, you can actually rotate it this way. Here we have it in our wireframe. I want it to be perfect this way, and then everything like this. Okay. You can see it's not really bad as far as mockup is concerned, it's a simple thing. But if we want to do presentation, we are going to make it perfect more than what we have here. So this one is still okay just for our purpose now. And this has consumed our time more than what I was expecting. So this guy now, you can make it to be total black or maybe something different. You can go with this color and then the logo that we have here. So here now you haven't contrasted you. So all of the black should be white, super white like this. And then you can go ahead and replace this with some. This is what I'm actually going to do on Sunday. So as you are doing it, you can be able to have something meaningful that if you want to say it to somebody, it will look a bit real. Okay. So here you can add link that we have from the navbar, home, services, FAQ. Do you even have FAQ? You don't have FAQ. So you have testimonial, you have contacts, and then this privacy policy is like a must. If the website is going to have some artifacts on it. Okay, so here we can just put a thin line on top, put a white. We're going to reduce the opacity to maybe 30% like this. This one too can be the same black. Just a normal footer. Let's how it looks like. Of course, it's super simple. So this guy now you can replace them with colorful logo if you like it. Iconify. So Facebook. Let's go with this one. The next one is Instagram. Can go with this one. YouTube, and so on and so forth. Can go with this one. Let's stop there for now. Can also put TikTok and other social media that you use. First of all, I want to see the size. That's 46 by 46. 46. Okay. Don't forget to remove this guy here. On Instagram too. 46. 46. I'm just going to add this one for now. You can see the way they are. And I think we are inside of auto layout. So I'm going to put them like this. I'm going to make this one to be 16, let's say. Yeah. This is not bad. Okay. I could do the assist super simple, but this is the normal structure of a website. As time goes on, okay. As I said before I started this video, that I'm trying to make it add life to it. You can see maybe adding some gradients instead of using this solid color. Okay. Then I'm going to change the text so everything will look good. I'll do that in the next class so you can compare them together based on some iteration that I'm going to do to it. Okay, that's pretty much it about this landing page. We are done now. Okay. So before I go, before we call
So
this a day today,
I have a question.
you want what's that?
Yes, sir. So what's the between this one we just did and the perfume app, I mean website we designed the other time? What's the difference between this one and the other one?
Which one?
This particular one you just finished designing now, this website, and the other perfume stuff that we just one that we did, I think last 2 weeks. What's the difference
This,
between the both of them?
this one, this guy, this people
Yes,
here.
what's the difference between yes between this one and that one?
This one is a website. So you can see this is a website now. For example, if you go to, let's say, fairly used car, fairly used car website, I'm sure you're going to see one no matter what. So let's go to car in Nigeria for six. And their website is car45.com. So you can see this website, right? You can see it's even looking like our own too. But I feel like our own is even more nicely displayed than their own, but their own has more content. This is a website now. And this website, you can go, you can browse it through your phone and through your laptop or through your desktop. That's a website. But this one is a mobile application. Okay. You can get this one from your Play Store. Suppose it's developed, this one will be on Play Store. You can access this one through your laptop. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So this one is a mobile application. That's why you can see the screen is more like this. It's a bit small. You do get?
Okay,
So
so this
if
one
you
is like
want,
an app.
this one is an app, mobile application.
Okay.
This one is a website.
Hmm, I understand now.
You see
Thank
now.
you, sir.
Okay. So that's how it works. Suppose you want to um, prototype this one now. This is how this one will look like. So let me go to prototype tab now. Okay. Alternatively, you can press, if you are in design tab, you can press Alt 9. You take it to prototype tab. If you press Alt 8, take it to design tab. That's the shortcut. So suppose I want to prototype this guy now, and I go to, let's just select this guy, and I click on preview. So what I'm going to have. This one is selecting all the frames. Yeah, I want this frame to be selected. Well, no problem. It's something not really important. I think before you can select, I have to have some flow. So let me just put this on here for now, and then we'll go on to preview. Let me call this one website. Well, of course, all of this one I'm going to explain it to you on Sunday. I don't want to be explaining it today because you guys are not doing anything on your wireframe. I don't want to be the only one working. I want you guys to work too. So you can see how this one look like now. So this one is like the website that we are working on. Okay. And it's showing us just like it will be on the web. Do you understand? But if you want to prototype this one now, let's go to this launch screen. And I'm going to start another flow here. Let me call this one mobile app. And I'll go and click preview here. See what I'm going to be getting. This one is going to be like it's going to be like mobile application. So that's one thing you can just keep in mind. Let me delete the flow now. And I'm going to delete this connection. Okay. So before we talk about your prototype, let's quickly talk about before we talk about the wireframes, let's talk about prototyping in Figma. Okay. And today, time has gone already. We can't cover it again. And today is not even a day that wants us to cover it. Before, I thought it was going to be today. Because of you guys have not even done anything as far as your um this thing is concerned, as far as your wireframe is concerned. So now that I've changed the plan, go ahead and do the same thing like this. The same thing like this. Okay. So now your task will now be for you to change this image. If you can change this image, change it so that it can look a bit presentable. And of course, this particular all this text, you change it to different category. You have the category here. You have sedans, SUV, and so on and so forth. I myself I'm going to do my own. And even I will even change some colors so that it can be a little bit pop. So go ahead and do it. The same thing now. This one should not take you more than Monday to do. I want us to conclude everything about this class on Monday. Okay. So when I was talking about, let me go to this playground. I want to explain a bit about prototyping now. When I was talking about UX. Okay. We talk about research, right? We talk about define. We talk about ideas. We talk about design. We talk about text, and we talk about launch and continuous improvement. Okay. In most cases, you'll be seeing this um, this texting, it will be called prototype. Okay. So it means that prototyping is part of US process. It's just like what we have researched about and we have designed it. How will it look like in real world? That's just what prototyping just means as far as Figma is concerned. Okay. If you have any experience with writing code like JavaScript or Java, this prototype is not the same as that one. That one is something very different. Okay, this one is about how the program or the application is going to look like for the users. Okay, so prototyping captures two things in particular. One of them is the flows of the user, the flows of the user, and then the other is the animation, how smooth the experience is going to be as far as animation is concerned. In the next class, I will tell you all the properties that we can animate with Figma prototype. But for now, let's just see how it looks like. So, which means that the research, define, ideate, design, test, and launch, of course, and all what we have in US process. And as you can see, we are designing too. So design is UI. So we call UI design. So UI design is just part of a process of US design. US is the one that encompasses all of them. So people say they know US, but they don't know UI. And they say they know UI, but they don't know US. I wonder why. I wonder how. Just like you don't know some other aspect of US. If you know how to design very well, you already know a lot about US because US is uh, also design. If you know how to design very well, just like all this research define, you are not used with it. Okay. So both of them they um, they intertwine, especially US. US is like a parent to UI. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Now, when we are doing US um, research, there's something that we call user flow. That user flow is just like it's going to be the way the user is going to be moving from one particular screen to the other. Let me show you a user flow that I draw for an application so that we can be able to imagine it very well. In our masterclass, we are going to be using FigJam to draw user flow. But before FigJam, may I use Miro, this particular application. Let me show you in this application. And in some cases, if you're working with other company that use this Miro, they might not want you to use FigJam. They will just ask you to be using this Miro. But if you want to use FigJam, you can use this one. There's nothing hard about it. Um, okay. Because there's no way you can actually conceptualize prototype without understanding user flow. So see this user flow like this. This is application about um, a telemedicine application that connects patients to the doctor. Okay, so we start to think about when will the user get to know about our application. Okay, suppose we have an advertisement after we have launched our application on Google Play Store or iOS Store. So they know about this particular application from our advertisements on social media, maybe like Facebook, Instagram. Then they go to our landing page. From that landing page, now they what? They like the application, just like we have here. Just like we have here. Suppose that we do an advert that you can buy used car from the comfort of your own house, that you are not going to spend too much money, and the car is going to look very good. Okay, we do adverts to show user this application. When we do the adverts, they come to this website, they see the benefit that this application over them, and when they get to this particular place, they go ahead and download the application to their phone. Okay, so that's flow one. You can see from landing page, they get to see the application. The next thing is that they do what? They sign up. Okay, we don't have a sign up screen for me to show you this, but let me see. Maybe I can. Yeah, let me use this application that actually designed for that user flow. Okay, so from here, this is landing page, as you can see. Empty and stable today. So here, you like the application. The next thing is what? They get to see the application. All this one are just the onboarding page. Then if they have an account, they log in. But if they don't have accounts, in this case, they are coming from the landing page. They click on sign up. From that sign up, you can see they can actually sign up as doctor or as patients. That's what we have here in our user flow. So you can see now, of course, you authenticate, provide setup, whether you are a doctor or you are a patient. Okay. So from there, they can continue. Okay, if you are a patient, then you're going to see this screen that will ask you everything that you need to enter for you to be able to create an account. Your full name, take a username, email address, and so on and so forth. Okay, and then after you create an account, you're going to get to this particular page. This is the home page. Okay, this home page now, you can be able to see what this application is all about. And this is what the application is about. You can consult a doctor, you can book appointments, you can get prescription based on the medical condition, and then all of this one, and so on and so forth. If you click on this particular screen, consultation, you'll be taken to where you can actually consult a doctor. You do get, and everything is represented with the user flow. Okay, suppose you are a patient, as you were saying, you will see your menu. Okay, this menu here, we have consultation, appointments, and scheduling. Okay, all of these other menus. That's all we have here. That's basically all we have here. And then from this consultation, you have some other stuff too. Okay, you have other stuff too. That will ask you some questions before you can actually see a doctor. This is what we call user flow. This is the flows of the user from one screen to the other, from one screen to the other. That's what we are trying to achieve with Figma prototype, because this one is now showing us how it's going to be in the real world. So let's go to our file again. So for example, here, I chose this one because this one will make it simple for us to understand. I know some of you know this, but then some people don't know this at all. So for example, now, when you get to see this application, when you open this application, you will see the launch screen. From the launch screen, you are going to be what? Taken to this onboarding screen, onboarding one. So you can go to Figma prototype, and then you click on the screen, the first screen. You can see here we have a button that is showing us as like an addition icon. This one is just asking us, do you want to connect this screen to the other? So you can just click and drag to other screen like this. And then you can see we have menu. This menu is not showing us, this is the interaction menu, that how do you want the user to move from this screen to this other screen? Okay, we have many options. This is what we trigger it. We have trigger, we have action, destination. Now, if we want to add animation, we have another menu for animation. But for our example now, let's just focus on the trigger. And the next lecture we talk about what you can animate, what you can animate in Figma with this stuff called Smart Animate. So this trigger, here we have many of them. Okay, you have on click, on drag, while offering, while pressing. If you are building maybe game application, gamepad, mouse enter, mouse leave, mouse down, and so on and so forth. And if you have a bit of programming, this all this mouse enter, mouse leave too is like a fence in JavaScript. But if you don't, it's not a problem. But in this case now, let's suppose that we want user to click this screen for them to get to this particular screen. Of course, we are not going to use click. We are going to use after delay in this case. But let's just go with on click for now. So let's close this interaction. And you have to when you are starting your prototyping, you have to name a flow. You have to start with a flow because the flow just means that where the flow is going to start from. That's why we call it user flow in the first place, because user is coming from one place to another. Okay, this flow now, let me just call it um, initial stage. And let me just call it initial screen. Okay. So for us to see this animation, you have to go in Figma. It's either you present it, which is going to be just like is to be in full screen, or you preview it. That's going to be smaller. Let's just preview for now. Later we'll take a look at present. Okay, this preview, I don't know. I want this to show us in kind of um web application. Let's just use iPhone 16 Pro. Okay, you can see now it's looking like a real phone now because of the setting that I just did there now. So when I click on this screen now, because our interaction, I put click, is going to take us to this particular screen. So let me just click on this one now. And as you can see, that we did get to another screen. If you want to follow the flow in Figma, you can click on here and you can check this follow prototype. Just check it here now. Okay. So let's restart this prototype. Let me just go to restart prototype here. You can see this is screen that we have. So if I click again, you can see the flow now. Now, if you even make mistake in your prototyping now, this one will come in handy. So that's how prototyping work. So from this particular screen, then you can continue and on and on. In fact, let's just do that for now. What I'm going to do is that this one is not going to be on click. Actually, this one is going to be on after delay because this is a launch screen. This one is just going to splash for about maybe 2 seconds or 1 second before it move on to this particular screen. That's how it's happened to in all the other applications you are using as far as Android is concerned. So this one, this trigger is not going to be after delay now, not on click again. So after delay, let's go with 500 milliseconds now. 400 milliseconds. Okay. And the animation here, I don't want any animation for now. I don't want you to get confused for now. So you're okay with that. The next thing is this particular button. When the user see this screen, they have the option of what? Of click next so that they can see what this application is all about. You know, from this particular screen, they can move on here, move on here, and move on here. This is the three, these are the three onboarding screen that we have. So from this place, I'm going to click on um, this arrow and then click and drag link into this screen. So we have interaction again showing us how do you want the user to get to this screen. Then you can do any choice that you like. But the one that makes sense in this case is what is on tap, which just means click. So let me click on tap. Okay. And then this one, right? So on tap again, animation instant. Okay. And up to, of course, suppose this application is fully designed. After this is going to be whether you want to log in or you want to sign up. But for our own case now, after this third onboarding screen, you are going to land it on home screen. So on tap. Okay, cool. So I want us to have equal space. Okay. So let's go and see what we have again. So preview. Okay. And this is what I want. Not that one. So let me click on the start. So here now. So when I click on the start, see what happened. This screen just splashing because this one is after 500 what? You can see after 500 milliseconds. That's why this screen just splashing. After this screen, the next screen is this first screen. So if you click on next now, take it to this screen, next to this screen, and now start to this screen. And as you can see how smooth that flow is. But it might have been um, wondering that what if you user click on this skip? This skip now skip all these onboarding screens. So the user does not have interest in reading any onboarding text. He just wants to go to the home page straight up. So you can just click on this text and click and drag to the home page. Okay. So I don't want to worry again about animation for now. Later we are going to talk a bit about animation. So on tap again, right? And when you are clicking this, you can only connect to a frame. You can't connect to maybe from this one to uh, the test. This one is connecting because it's a frame too. So take note of that. A frame like this. Because whether user click on the skip from this screen, or this screen, everything should be skipped. Okay. In fact, I don't think we need skip again here. You can actually add this one because after this list, the next screen is this particular screen. Do you understand? But because of auto layouts, if I want to do prototyping, I actually remove all the up to auto layouts on my screen because auto layout, when it comes to prototyping, is to give you a headache. As you can see now, what I'm trying to do now is rearranging it for me. But for now, let's just see how we can remove it safely. So what I want to do now is I want to remove it from auto and let me even remove all the auto layouts inside this place. So now I can hide this one and then this button row type to this screen. Okay. So now if I click on, let's click on restart. We have one, everything is okay now. Let me go to the first screen. Okay. Okay, the reason why is because of that particular millisecond. But let me even make it a bit slower. This is timing. Let's make it a bit slower. Let me just make it to, let me remove this one for now. Let me make it to be, let's say, 1000 milliseconds. 1000 milliseconds is 1 second because there's 1000 millisecond in 1 second. So if you want to go with 2 seconds now, it will now be what? 2000 milliseconds. Okay. So again, let me preview it. So after 1 second, 1 second, this thing should work. Restart. What second is not that crazy now. After delay, let me go with 800 now and see what is going on. So here, 1000 milliseconds. One, two, three. I want to know what went wrong in the first place. Let's restart. So what could be the error? Actually want to know what is going on. What is going on there, because that's how you learn. Let me off this guy for now. 1, 1, 2, 3 millisecond, and then play. After 1 second. So what was wrong before? Sometimes this Figma has some bug. So after 1 second now, everything worked fine, right? You click on next, you'll be seeing the next screen. But if you click on skip, you go to the home screen. So this is just like the fundamental of prototyping. And as you can see, everything is all about flowing. This is how the user will see the screen of Rejoice fragrance. First of all, this last screen, or the long screen, to the onboarding. And then from there, we move on and on, on and on and on and on. So in our next class, we still deal with some, um, yeah, we deal with some prototype, and then I will show you what you can actually animate in Figma. Because the way Smart Animate work is it work based on rotation, positioning, color, and so on and so forth. And with that, you can be able to make a very complex animation in Figma. Okay, so we are going to stop here. In fact, Precious, we say we want to take a look at your wireframe. We don't have time for it again, no. But quickly, let me quickly go there. Let me see what you have
Okay,
here.
sir, I've not done anything in my wireframe. Oh.
Why not?
It was this evening that I wanted to start, but I had something to do before the class. So, but I'll start this night or tomorrow by God's grace.
Okay. But there's nothing hard about it. I think I have a copy here. So this one is just about, you know, I will not enjoy you to just copy it and have it. So you draw, no matter how scattered the shape look like, just be putting it the way I arrange it here. So you may not worry about too much of doing using auto layout. Just just do something. You start from somewhere. Before you know it, you are gonna be getting you to how to create a button, how to use auto layouts, and so on and so forth. What I actually want is you putting the effort in.
No problem, sir. We'll do that, sir.
All right. Is there
Thank
any
you, sir.
question today? whether on wireframing or on design or on prototyping. Of course, prototyping we have not done much, but at least you understand what I mean by user flow and why we are using prototyping to represent user flow in Figma. Is there any question? Omobade Joke, Kenneth Lucky, Mr. Daniel. So if there's no question, that means we are all fine. And please go and do your wireframe because at the end of this boot camp, I want to post this design, no matter how simple it is. I want to post it, even when I post it on my Behance, okay? And I want to thank all of you. And even on X, I want to thank all of you that, okay, you guys participate in this channel and you have your own design. And I want you to post your own too there. As we are working in the master class, as we are working, we are going to be building in public, not in private. We are going to be building in public. And I'll tell you the importance of building in public. It can skyrocket your journey towards getting um, gigs in the future, getting job, getting intensive opportunity. Okay. And this is what I want the masterclass to be all about. So that next year, to be honest, I truly want you guys to be job ready, no matter what, even if it's internship that is going to be like a starting point in this career. I want you to be job ready. Now, these things, if you are doing it all alone by yourself, you may not have that energy or that inspiration to keep going. That's why, as a group, we can be able to achieve. So when I'm designing it, we are going to be posting it on on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and even on Behance. Okay, so that's it for today, and I hope you learn one or two things. So about this particular stuff, this guy here, this what's it called? This mockup. I'm going to do some research tomorrow, and I'm going to see the mockup that we use now in Figma. But I'm sure there's going to be a mockup, I mean, a plugin that we can use without having to be using all this one. Because using plugin, the thing just abstracted all the extra work away, and you can be able to focus on design. You don't have to be, do a lot of typing stuff at the same time again by doing it manually. So we are going to stop here today. Thank you so much for joining. And I want you guys to be able to present something meaningful for me, to me, as far as wireframe is concerned. And even if you have the time, complete the design, no matter how full or no matter how awkward or no matter how ugly you think it look like. I want you to have something done. That's, but if I should show you my first design, you will not believe it. It's very, very bad. Even what we have here, as far as design is concerned, is not the best. This is not I'm going to design it. Suppose this is for the public. But I still want you to capture the process of wireframing and designing. That's where you start from. Okay. So thank you so much again for joining this class. And we are gonna see on Sunday evening by 5 p.m. by God's grace. So I'm going to start the recording now. And if you like, you can leave the meeting now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are very, very grateful. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.